Everybody's got a dream. Everybody's got a goal. What's the plan? Your plan has got to be clear, concise, compelling, consistent, and committed. You've got to have a plan.
Don't go to bed without a plan of how you're going to handle the next day.
You have to work at it every day. You have to plan.
Productivity is never an accident. I want you to understand that it's not going to happen by luck.
Success is cause and effect, not magic luck or magic fairy dust. Success is easy. It's making a plan and executing the plan every day. Make a plan, work the plan. Make a plan, work the plan. And whenever the plan doesn't work, you change the plan. That's called failure. It's called learning a lesson. It's called adjusting. If you do the work and you do it for a long enough time, you will be successful. Period.
Whatever it is you're bold enough to dream, if you are intentional and deliberate about it, every single day, if you do a little, you're going to wake up one day and your dreams are going to be a reality.
The shortcut is a lie. The hack doesn't get you there. And if you want to take the easy road, it won't take you to where you want to be. To reach goals and overcome obstacles and be the best version of you possible will not happen by itself. It will not happen cutting corners, taking shortcuts, or looking for the easy way. There is no easy way. There is only hard work, late nights, early mornings, practice, rehearsal, repetition, study, sweat, blood, toil, frustration, and discipline. Discipline, the root of all good qualities, the driver of daily execution. Discipline defeats the infinite excuses that say, not today, not now, I need a rest, I'll do it tomorrow. There is only one way, the way of discipline.
There's power in consistency. There's power in doing something over and over and over and over again. There's power in practice.
And your problem is you are on beast mode Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 10 a.m. to 12, beast mode, 1 to 5.
You keep starting and stopping and starting and stopping.
I challenge you to make up the gap. I challenge you to go from average. I challenge you to go from good. I challenge you to go from great. And I challenge you to be phenomenal. I challenge you to live in beast mode because beast mode makes more money than average does, period.
When you are a true hunter, you don't go by time, you go by the gazelle. You don't hunt from 8 to 3, why? Because the gazelle may not be open from 8 to 3. You hunt until you get a gazelle, and you don't stop until you get one. And then you get another, and then you get another, and you get another.
Big smile, yes? You feel happier? Be enthusiastic. Go the extra mile. Take action. So the concept of just sit here and think good things and good things are going to happen to you. Good luck with that. When income from your assets exceeds your monthly expenses, you are financially free.
She's a highly sought-after speaker. She has sold 30 million books, New York Times best-selling author, and the most kind and humble woman I've ever met.
Live your legacy and create maximum impact. We owe it to each other. We owe it to our children, to future generations. But most importantly, we owe it to ourselves. Because it's not work-life balance that's the issue, ladies and gentlemen. It's debt life. Debt is what causes a problem in your life. You're either a master of your money or a slave. So I've dedicated my career to financial education so that I can help people empower themselves to become the CEOs of their own life, to take control of their financial lives. After I lost my son, I kind of put the foot off the accelerator and kind of was not playing big. And I decided I needed to play big again. And once I made that decision, amazing things started happening. And I launched the Play Big movement, which is a private Facebook group that's open to anyone, because I wanted to share the things that I was doing and encourage others to play a bigger game. So the Play Big movement is about being number one in your field, living your legacy, which means your legacy is created with every heart you touch, and creating maximum impact. So be number one in your field, live your legacy, create maximum impact.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Eliot Kelly TV. Tonight we have with us Ms. Sharon Lechter. She's a keynote speaker. She's the best-selling author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and 22 other titles, which we're going to get into today. She's also a master mentor, as well as my friend. Sharon, it's really great to have you on the show. Welcome to Eliot Kelly TV.
Thank you, Eliot. I'm delighted to be with you, and I want to appreciate you and thank you for all you're doing to support others.
Awesome. Today our topic, if you're just joining us, we're talking about creating maximum impact. And we think Sharon is well placed to actually share with us, if you saw our ads out there, to talk to us about creating maximum impact. Before we go into the dynamics of that, let's hear your story.
Well, for all of you watching or listening, I grew up in a very lower middle class home. We lived in a small house between my mom's beauty shop and my dad's used car lot. We owned real estate properties that had scrub out bathrooms between tenants, and we had orange groves. And so I grew up in this entrepreneurial environment. So I did not want to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be a sophisticated professional. So I got my degree in accounting. One of the first women to start in public accounting back then in Atlanta. And about the ripe old age of 25, I was very successful, rising through the ranks very rapidly. But I was working crazy hours. I said, if I'm going to work this hard, I should be working for myself, not for everybody else. And so I made that decision. I asked myself, I had a client offer me an opportunity to go invest in a company with him. And I remember still sitting on my bed back then. We didn't have cell phones or PCs. It was the old yellow legal pad, pros and cons, and it didn't help me about, I could have argued both sides. But my hand took over and wrote across the top, why not? And that's really still my mantra today. Why not do something different? Why not take a road less traveled? Why not solve a problem or serve a need? Certainly have a few of those these days. And so that really, I launched into my entrepreneurial career. I started a women's magazine. Then I helped start the industry of first talking children's books. Books had sound strips down the side. In fact, I just had another interview. I happen to have one here. This is back in 1987, and started that. That was the first technology kids had. And so we said, well, how can we get parents to trust us? And we learned that if you align with other brands like Disney, Warner Brothers, Sesame Street, parents will trust you. And so I learned a lot about the power of association, the power of branding, and building a very strong brand, strong integrity. And so that company, we were excited the first year we sold $1 million worth of books. But then next year it was $9 million, then $23 million. And then the fourth year, on the way to $52 million, we sold the company and moved here to Arizona. And the following year, our son went to college and ended up coming home in credit card debt. We didn't even know he had a credit card. So that was December of '92. That's when I dedicated the rest of my career to financial literacy, financial education. Started working with the school systems. Why my hair is white, if any of you have ever tried to work with school systems. But a few years later, my husband called me. He had met this guy who had this idea for a board game. In fact, I've got some props I didn't really intend to use for this one, but I had it earlier, and it looked like this. This is what the board game looked like. The guy came to my husband to patent it, and the game was Cash Flow. I volunteered to help create the game with him because of my background and my experience, and I believed in the philosophy. I grew up in this, but I didn't realize nobody else learned it. Buy, build, or create income-producing assets. That's the true path to financial freedom. And so that was Robert Kiyosaki, and in that process, he asked me to be his partner. And in that time, he told me he wanted to charge $200 for the board game. I said, that's kind of pricey. We're talking 1996. And so, he said, maybe we should write a brochure a brochure that explains the philosophy behind the board game. And most people, this is the secret, most people don't know this. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was actually written as the brochure to sell the board game. And the world said, oh, no, your brand is not cash flow, your brand is Rich Dad. So that became the first of 15 books we wrote together over a 15-year career, or 10-year partnership. We went over 100 different countries, 50 languages, incredible success because it was the right message at the right time. But this time, I said, we're going to build this business so that people come to us and pay us royalties instead of the talking book industry I built, where we had to pay big checks to Disney, Warner Brothers, Sesame Street. So instead of paying royalties, I want to get them. And so we established Rich Dad's Success. We literally launched it here in my home. Our first 1 million books were shipped from here before we bought our first office building. So again, other companies like Warner Brooks and Time Life came to us and wanted to partner with us. And so we were able to create a great global success through understanding the power of partnership, the power of strategic alliances, the power of branding, and the power of association. And that's what I teach people now. I chose to leave the organization in 2007. I was Robert's equal partner, but he wanted to do something I didn't agree with. So I stood in integrity and left, not knowing what the future held. So sometimes, I always challenge people, sometimes you have to close one door for other doors to open. A few months later, I got a call from President Bush asking me to be on the first President's Advisory Council for Financial Literacy. What an incredible honor. I served President Bush and President Obama. So I wouldn't have gotten that call had I still been a Rich Dad. So again, sometimes you have to close the door for other doors of opportunity to open. We all know what happened to the economy in 08 and 09. I got a call in 08 from Don Green, the CEO of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And they invited me to step in to help reinvigorate the teachings of Napoleon Hill. 4 of my last 5 books have been with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. It's been an incredible journey. We released 3 Feet from Gold with Greg. Greg and I co-authored that. Then I did Outwitting the Devil, which is an incredible book, intent really meant for today's time, even though it was written back in 1938 originally. Think and Grow Rich for Women. And then most recently, Greg and I got together again and did Success in Something Greater. And it's been an incredible opportunity. I love working with the foundation and the whole dynamic of really taking action and finding the goal for yourself. So that pretty much brings you to where I am. I have my company, Pay Your Family First. I have products that we have. SharonLechter.com is the home of all my companies. So that kind of brings me to where we are today. And certainly the world has become very virtual, and I've been spending the last few months really working and helping people find that next step, helping them become the beacon of light, not wait for the light at the end of the tunnel.
Sure. Thank you for sharing that. You've been one of the persons that have actually turned the personal development business on its head. You've been a pioneer for so many years, and you continue to remain relevant. As we speak about creating maximum impact, how important is that?
Well, if you're going to do something, you might as well do it well and impact as many people as possible. 7.5 years ago, Eliot, I lost my youngest son. So I kind of went into the world of neutral. I was still working a lot, I was still successful, but I didn't have that the same burning desire. And about 3 years ago, I almost retired, but I got a lot of pushback from family and friends. And I think I actually got pushback from him. I could hear him say, "Get over it, Mom. There's more for you to do." And I think a lot of us have had things that stopped us in our tracks. Could have been a death, could be divorce, a financial setback, a sickness. And certainly the last few months, everybody's been stopped in their tracks. And so my message is we're still here for a reason. And when we have something that stops us, it's not a definition, it's just something that happened to us. And it really emphasizes the depth of our character. We need to understand we've survived it, there's more for us to do. And so find that opportunity to impact more people. And so I launched the Play Big movement because all of my life, as I share the talking book, Disney, Warner Brothers, with Rich Dad, it was Warner Books, Time Life. I always played the big game. How can I reach the maximum number of people? But after I lost my son, I kind of put the foot off the accelerator and kind of was not playing big. And I decided I needed to play big again. And once I made that decision, amazing things started happening. And I launched the Play Big movement, which is a private Facebook group that's open to anyone, because I wanted to share the things that I was doing and encourage others to play a bigger game. So the Play Big movement is about being number one in your field, living your legacy, which means your legacy is created with every heart you touch, and creating maximum impact. So be number one in your field, live your legacy, create maximum impact. Designed to support each other in that process. Most people have a lack of confidence in themselves, and so they don't play a bigger game. And it's time for people to recognize that you can impact more people by finding a bigger association, a bigger company to work with, so you can reach more people.
Thank you. In 3 Feet from Goal, you speak about one of the coins in there is to actually turn your obstacles into opportunities. Tell us about a time when you actually had to employ that lesson.
Well, everything, the most successful businesses solve a problem or serve a need. And so when I'm feeling low, I remind myself every morning, if I want to roll over and go back to sleep, I remind myself, what problem am I serving? What need am I serving? All right. And so it takes it outside of me. That gives me that desire, that mission-driven purpose, that definiteness of purpose to get out of bed and keep going forward. But we all have obstacles, and certainly I have a lot that I can share, but there's no greater obstacle than losing your son. And so for many years, I didn't talk about it. And when I launched the Play Big movement, I realized that if I shared what had happened to me, that I could open the hearts of so many more people and give them the opportunity and the space to share their own issues. And certainly I don't wish anyone, you're not supposed to outlive your kids. But I think, yeah, I could share several business obstacles with you, but there's no greater obstacle than losing a child.
Thank you. Thank you for that. One of my favorite quotes from yourself is that you will actually be the same person you are, except for if you meet certain people or the books that you read. And that really touched me. It actually inspires me.
Yeah, you'll be the same in 5 years as you are today, except for the people you meet and the books you read. Very true. And that actually originally came from Charlie Tremendous Jones. We talk about it in the book, 3 Feet from Goal.
Awesome. Other than Robert Kiyosaki, tell us about some other persons or alliances that you've made that have been very instrumental in magnifying your ability to help others.
Well, certainly that, I think I helped him magnify his message more than he magnified mine.
Sure.
He used to say I was the engine, he was the horn, and I helped him build the structure of the Rich Dad organization. But I have tremendous friends, Brian Tracy, Don Green, who's head of the foundation. Laurel Langemeyer started her business by coming to us first. We had her help us teach the game when she left corporate America. She didn't have any products, and so we helped her. She helped us by promoting the game and teaching the game while she was building her business. Greg Reed, of course, was just a very beginning writer when the foundation asked me to step in and help him with 3 Feet from Gold. And so the list goes on. Many people that have started their careers needed that little extra help. My husband and I have a program where we mentor people one-on-one and help them go to that global platform. I have one client, Kamalita Natal in the UK. Her accountant said, whatever you're doing, keep doing. Her income went up 500% in 1 year. So it's so important to find people to mentor you. And if you want more information, you can go to SharonLechter.com. There's a page there for mentoring. Invest in yourself and know that the most successful people do have mentors, and the stats are there. Businesses that have mentors make a greater income and a better return on investment than people who don't have mentors.
Certainly. You've been a master mentor to so many, including myself. Who mentors the mentor?
Well, I started off with my father. I couldn't be, I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have him in my life telling me I could do or be anything I wanted to be. Napoleon Hill, even though I never met the man physically, I am absolutely a student of his, and Dale Carnegie as well. How to Win and Influence Friends, Brian Tracy, Don Green with the foundation, and I have many mentors. And I think, that you have a mentor that's relevant for what you're looking at and what you're doing at the time.
Certainly. Tell us about your greatest moment out there on the stage when you were in the zone, Sharon.
That's a tough question, because I think my greatest moment is when I'm off the stage and I find somebody who, like you, says, I've been your mentor, right? So you just created that opportunity for me. When somebody tells me that they are a success because of something I read, that they took and took action. Last week I was on a Zoom call with a young woman who owns a private island. Okay, so she's multi-millionaire. She's 32 years old. And she told me she started at 18 reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and that she's followed me. In fact, she was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm hearing you on Zoom, because I've heard you on all those audio programs. And then, during a difficult time in her life, going through a divorce, what she got her through it was reading Outwitting the Devil. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's just so much food for my soul to know that I was involved in something that helped people find not just relief, but success and hope for the future.
Thank you. And remind us how a person can get in contact with you again, please, Sharon.
Absolutely. SharonLechter.com, SharonLechter. We have some gifts for people, and I want to support people. So if you go to atm.SharonLechter.com, we have a special program that's a daily injection of what we call it positivity from Sharon's ATM machine. And it's something that gives you that opportunity to hear a little bit of that you are fabulous every single day. But we also have some free gifts, and I'm not sure that she sent you the link yet, but gifts.SharonLechter.com/4gifts, the number 4 gifts, because we want to support everybody, particularly during this difficult time, to find that piece that's going to help you go to the next level. I tell everybody, we start hearing people saying, the light is at the end of the tunnel. I go, I hate that. Be the light. Become the beacon of light for yourself. And then when you become the beacon of light, other people will be drawn to you and attracted to you. Don't wait for that light at the end of the tunnel. You light it up and create that in your own community and help others see that the world is not coming to an end. We have an opportunity. And right now, there's a lot of problems to solve. A lot of certain needs that need to be served. So this is the time to start thinking about how can you retool your business or start a new business that can provide the service that people need. This is a pre-release copy. I wrote it with Michelle Seiler Tucker. She's the largest business broker in the country, a female-owned. And we wanted people to understand how important it is to build your business so that it can not just be successful, but be sustainable, scalable, and saleable. And too many people get involved and they build a job. It's not a business they can sell because they're so much a part of it. So we want to really get you to that point where you have a true asset. My favorite word on earth, asset. Okay, assets are sexy, right? And we want to show you the pathway. So she writes it from a broker's perspective, the down and dirty. I comment on each chapter from a business mentor or a potential buyer investor's perspective. And so it's really a roadmap on how to create that solid foundation for your business. Even if you don't want to sell it, it gets you to the point where you have a strong generational wealth opportunity. And so it's coming out in July. It's been picked up by Inc. Magazine. It's under the Inc. Magazine imprint. So we're very excited about it. And you can pre-order it and get some free gifts if you go to exitrichbook.com. exitrichbook.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, Sharon, while we have you online?
Well, absolutely. I love everybody who has joined our community and is part of the Play Big movement. So I invite all of you to join the Facebook group, Play Big Movement Facebook group. And I want to just acknowledge all of the people that we had participating in our Assets Are Sexy event a few weeks ago. People came together from all around This is a time for people to come together and support each other, and I want to support each and every one of you. So please reach out to us. Of course, I'm through Instagram, Sharon Lechter, LinkedIn, Sharon Lechter, Facebook is author Sharon Lechter. So please, follow me, be part of what we're doing, and we want to be there to support you. Any questions, you can reach me through info@sharonlechter.com. We want to be there to support you. Really creating the success that you deserve and realizing that we're not in a world of scarcity, we are in a world of abundance.
Awesome. It's definitely an honor having you come on the show tonight. I've always been a fan of yours, and obviously you've been an inspiration as well. Never lose your passion. Thank you.
Thank you.